have as much time as you need, sir.
Thank you, Madam Borough President. And good evening. Thank you, everybody, for inviting me to address the community here tonight. My name is Jumaane Williams, and thanks to a lot of people in this room. I am the public advocate of the city of New York. I'd like to join the tenants today in speaking out. I stand with New Yorkers who face affordability crisis. I stand with this community who face an oncoming wave of gentrification, both of which will be exacerbated if this rezoning takes place. I stand with the community board who voted down this rezoning just weeks ago. Rezonings, any rezonings, must be done with the community needs in mind and in full consultation with the community. I have been calling for a moratorium on most rezonings until we can reopen MIH, which is woefully inadequate, and I've also called for a requirement for any rezoning to have a racial impact study done, something I think is clearly needed in this case. How many apartments will be dismissed? How many apartments will be designated for folks who actually live in the neighborhood, folks who need it the most? If the answer is not enough or none, we cannot let it stand.
All right.
The potential displacement effects must be assessed in the EIS, looking at rent stabilized and non-stabilized apartments in the study area. And that an existing trend towards gentrification should not be used to negate a finding that the action will have a significant adverse effect. We cannot divorce development from the impacts on public infrastructure and public health. There is only one single emergency room servicing Central Harlem, which is the ER at Harlem Hospital. The stress to the existing ER of adding 400 additional people across the street needs to be assessed at minimum as a health issue. Increased development is also the potential to exacerbate health issues in areas such as already elevated asthma rates. I got to shout out my father, got to shout out my dad, who is no longer with us, but was the residency director at Harlem Hospital back in the 70s. It's critical that we do things with the people affected, not to them. As developers are clearly admitting to do in this case, disregarding community concerns and priorities in what would mean a certain end to Harlem as the African Americans' capital of America. The Harlem residents here today can't be placated by a so-called Walk of Fame. They don't want their culture preserved in the sidewalk. They want to preserve for generations against the kind of development we see before today. The company who seeks this rezoning, Olnick, is admitting to diminish the massive change that will occur with the commercial rezoning in this historical residential neighborhood. Olnick appears to be putting out misinformation in its efforts to radically reshape this iconic Harlem community about what they can do as of right, about what they have the right to do, and it's just plain wrong. This neighborhood, Lenox Terrace in particular, carries with it a deep and important history and cultural relevance. This culture and community needs to be uplifted, not upzoned. This rezoning raises issues of transportation, of quality of life, public health, and community health infrastructure and services, with the potential to escalate gentrification, which is already underway. I join tenants and my fellow elected officials in opposition to this rezoning. I tell you, in the 1990s, when I went to Harlem School of the Arts for studying acting and theater and chorus, it's a much different place than when I was here in the 90s. I do have to say this, sometimes we don't all agree, because I do believe at some point we have to build up in order to satisfy the needs of our housing. However, if we are going to do that, in exchange for that, we have to build housing that is income targeted. Not even just affordable, because everything's affordable to somebody. We need income targeted to the people who need it the most. If we're not going to do that, then we are destroying a community and changing their culture, and I can't stand by that while that occurs. So I thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much for your support. Are there any questions?
I don't think we have any questions, so I think we understand what you said extremely clearly, and we always appreciate Jumaane Williams.
Thank
I
you.
love Jumaane
And I
Williams.
appreciate our President Gale Brewer. He's always on top of it. Thank you so much.